Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Next Stephanie again. Okay, in today's video we're going to be talking about enlargement of the prostate, which is also known as benign prostatic hyperplasia. Okay, so we're going to talk about enlargement of the prostate. We're also going to talk about the risk factors. We are going to talk about the signs and symptoms of this enlargement, and we're going to talk about ways to prevent this enlargement. All right, and also lastly, ways to treat this enlargement. All right, so now we're going to move down now to what actually is benign prostatic hyperplasia. It is actually known as the enlargement of the prostate. This actually leads to obstruction of semen and urine to pass through the urethra. Remember, in our last video we talked of the prostate gland actually surrounds the urethra. So when this prostate gland become enlarged, it leads to an obstruction of semen to go out of the urethra during intercourse, and also urine to go out of the urethra. All right, in which we said also in our last video that the urethra, it is a pipe that semen and urine passes out or go through out of the body. So now we're going to move now down to the risk factor of this enlargement of the prostate. What are the risk factors? What actually can lead to this? What actually can lead to this enlargement? First, we have aging. But first, before we continue, I want to remind you that it actually has the same risk factor, and some signs and symptoms are common with that of the prostate cancer. These cannot lead to prostate cancer. All right, so let's continue. First, we have aging. For the risk factor, we have aging. As you're growing older, it can definitely lead to this enlargement, or as you're aging, it can lead to enlargement of the prostate gland, and it mostly occurs from men. It occurs in men from 40 years and above. Okay, second, we have family history. You can obtain this due to the fact that one of your parents or your family member has this enlargement. Okay, and third, we have race. So those are the risk factors that we have for enlargement of the prostate. Okay, now we're going to move down to the signs and symptoms of this enlargement of the prostate gland. First, painful urination, like you feel pain when urinating. You also feel pain when starting. There is difficulty to start urinating, but you try to urinate. Because the third, we have frequent urination. Okay, the fourth, we have dripping after urinating. Fifth, we have weak and interrupted urine. Sixth, we have inability to empty the bladder. The seventh, we have reduced sexual performance. And then the last, which is the eighth, we have blood in urine. So these are the signs and symptoms which indicate if you enlargement of the prostate gland. Okay, now we're going to move down now to various ways in which this enlargement of the prostate can be treated. Okay, but before we go down to that, if you're new in this channel, do well to subscribe to my channel. Also, don't forget to ring the notification bell for more of these videos. All right, so how can we treat this enlargement of the prostate? Through surgery, the removal of the prostate. So it can be treated through prostatectomy, there is the removal of the prostate gland. Second, though the removal of the testes, so it can be treated through the removal of the testes. It can be treated through the removal of the prostate gland, and also the third, manage actually with drugs like antibiotics, and also it can be managed with drugs like alpha 1 blocker, also be managed with drugs like alpha 1 block. We can, so in which they cannot manage these signs and symptoms, urethral catheterization can be inserted. All right, so those are the various ways to manage the enlargement of the prostate. Now we're going to move down to the various ways to prevent this enlargement. First, choose your diet. You choose your diet. You make sure you eat, you take diet full of fruits and vegetables to live a healthy life. Second, you do exercise, but if you are at an older age, you make sure take a walk, you trek, you try to do some physical activities. It actually leads to a healthy life, and also try to maintain a healthy weight. So those are the various ways in which we can prevent this enlargement of the prostate. So that is all what we have for today's video. Thanks for watching.